Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to In the Office with Scott and Wallace, every Tuesday at 2 p.m. I'm Robert Scott. This is my law partner, Matt McNamara. And today we're going to hit on an employment issue.
A little early, too.
A little early.
Which is great. We're making up.
Normally I'm talking about how late we are, so we are early, so let's take note of that and acknowledge it.
Nice humble
It may never happen again. All right, Matt, so everyone knows by now that you handle employment cases for us and our law firm, and doing a fantastic job. You've got a bunch of different clients with a bunch of different issues. One of the things that has been in the news headlines recently is what's going on in Colorado with the teachers. You've probably seen that. And so that begs the question. I want to talk to you a little bit about what if a teacher wanted to go on strike in Florida?
Right.
Okay, strike's what I'm talking about.
Right.
So, or they're planning to. What would a teacher need to do, or can a teacher go on strike in Florida? Let me turn that one over to you.
So it's it's a complex issue, and in all these other states, every state has different laws, and you've seen it, out in Colorado, it's not the first instance. I feel like recently there have been tons over the years of teachers walking out on strikes for unfair wages, as they deem it not getting compensated for how much time, effort, and the important job that they do.
Right.
So Florida has in our constitutions, it's not just a law, but in our constitution, Florida is a right to work state. And that sounds, very good, and we like the idea of right to work. But what that means is that companies and employers can't require you to be part of a union in order to get hired by them. So if you're in a specific trade, all trades here are open to anybody. Union membership's not required. The kind of takeaway, the downside of that is in that same provision of our Constitution, it states that public employees are not able to go on strikes.
Okay, so that's different then.
Yeah, so in Florida, a teacher you could lose your job and lose your certificate for teaching in the event that you went on strike, just because it's in our Constitution that public employees can't.
Okay.
However, the mechanism for dealing with unfair wages if you're a teacher in the state is, joining your union. And again, Florida being a right to work state, unions organize for all different types of employers, and teachers around the state have their own unions. And it's the responsibility of a union, whenever you're in it, to bargain on your behalf, to go to the state, to advocate for higher wages, for raises. You've already seen Governor DeSantis put forward potential budget suggestion for increase in bonuses for certain teachers.
Exactly, yeah.
And that is, I'm sure, some policy behind closed doors, but at the same time, that's due to potentially unions lobbying on teachers' behalf to increase wages and to give them bonuses.
So the union, it sounds like, is the way to influence the process as far as wages are concerned.
Correct.
Striking, not so much.
Correct. That's the downside of it being a right to work state. Again, when you're forced to be part of a union, there are dues that come along with it, other requirements. So the state did away with requirements for you have to be in a union to get employment. On the downside, it doesn't let you do things like you can in other states where you can strike and do things like that together as a union. In Florida, you have to work with your union to advocate for your change in your arena.
Exactly. So I hope that's helpful. We at Scott and Wallace, we're honoring a principal every month. Something we've done. We've donated money to schools to help with children that need to be fed and things, as we did with Conley earlier this year. And so education is very important to our law firm. It's something that Clint and I have had family members that have been teachers, and so it's something, as you know, we're trying to help with. And I was glad to see Governor DeSantis, as you brought up, is pushing to add extensive or additional compensation to the budget for teachers, and so but we hope that goes through. Anything else you want to add along the way here?
As always, if you have any questions about anything we talk about on our Facebook Lives, feel free to give us a call. I know it's a very complicated subject matter, and we're talking about the Florida Constitution and kind of rights limited under that. So feel free to give us a call if there's something specific you'd like to talk about.
Yeah, so any wage issue, overtime, not being paid minimum wage, anything like that, call us. Matt's more than happy to talk to you. If he's not available, we'll talk to you and see if we can't help. But with that, unless, Megan, there's anything else we need to talk about, we'll sign off for today.
All right.